What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tori. It's another episode of Woman Crush Wednesday. I know all of 2020, we've kind of had a little back and forth type situation. I'm trying to stay upbeat. It's just been difficult this year. We've had a lot for 2020. We had the death of Kobe, and then we had, it was like February happened, and we were still dealing with Kobe, and then March, and then April. We've pretty much been quarantined since then. Here we are, end of May, and it doesn't seem like things have gotten quite better. We're now dealing with another death of yet another black male here in the United States by a police officer. The whole reason that Colin Kaepernick knelt down during the football season, the whole reason why he continued to kneel, why he continues to support black men, the black community, and it's been a tad bit rough because I know you guys know I run the Woman Crush Wednesday group, but I also run two moms groups, and of the two moms groups, one of the ones that I run is specifically for black and brown moms. So this is really hitting home. I posted a couple of articles. One was titled, "When Does My Cute Black Son Stop Being Cute and Become a Target?" I have two black sons, and yeah, they're both fairly slim and technically fall into the category of quote-unquote light-skinned in the black community. However, but whatever you want to use to start this next sentence off, my young men will still be looked at as a black child, black man, black male, Negro, and yeah, we're going to get there, nigger, nigga, whatever word you want to use to describe him because of the pigment and melanin in his skin. My child will be looked at as a threat in the community, no matter what I say or do. This doesn't matter what his job will or will not be. This doesn't matter if he works at Kroger or he is a scientist or he is a doctor. We saw a doctor that was filling up his car in front of his own home, preparing to go help the homeless people during the beginning of COVID-19 quarantine when we needed testing to be done. He was packing his car up to go help them and was slammed against his car by a white officer in front of his home, and he couldn't do anything. He couldn't get anything done. The officer didn't have a mask on. The officer verbally berated him, and had his wife not been home, there's no telling what would have happened during that particular I don't even want to call it incident, because it's not an incident. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't something that just was, you fill out an incident report while you're at work because something happened. No, this was intentional. This was done because he was black. I worry about my kids' dad. I worry about my kids going out. I worry about my male friends. I worry about my brothers. I worry about all the men that I cross paths with, because you could literally just be minding your business. This particular situation here is due to the fact that he was suspected for having written a bad check. Yet these two individuals, George Floyd and the jackass, worked together. According to the owner of the company they worked for 17 years. So they knew each other. Like, why was it necessary? If I knew somebody and we had worked together and I was on duty for something, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, yo, what's up? So this is the situation. This is what we heard. It's not like you don't know where to find him. If it's an issue, like, arrest him. How many times do people go into stores and write bad checks, or try to write bad checks, or the check bounces or it doesn't clear? Like, it happens on a regular basis. It happens almost every day. I worked at Kroger for the longest growing up. Like, it's frustrating because I have been handed fake money exchange tricks and people trying to confuse you with how much money needed to be given back. Like, I've had it all happen, and never at any particular point in time. And I've worked since I was 16, and I'm now 37. In the 21 years that I have worked, never has any of the officers that I have ever had working at my place of employment ever done a thing like this for any fake money, bills, bad transactions, even theft. I worked downtown Atlanta, for crying out loud. For like 2 years, I worked downtown Atlanta at the Walgreens on North Avenue in Piedmont. And if you guys are familiar with that area, you know how rowdy it can be. It's college students. It's smack dead in the middle of everything downtown, and Walgreens is typically the only thing that's open in the middle of the night down there. I know they've gotten a little bit better with some other grocery stores and things, but when I was down there in 2001 through 2003, 2004, there was nothing. That was it. It was the Walgreens, and that was it. And we saw everything coming in. Like, there's homeless people with bad money, homeless people with not enough money, people coming in just stealing just because. Like, you guys don't even understand. And never once in the whole entire time, this was our store having not only a private security officer in the store, but this was also Atlanta Police Department working in there. We've never had any issues like that. And it never fails. It's always a situation that it's between white man, black man. White man feels black man's done something wrong, and then white police officers stand there watching, or even black police officers in some cases stand there watching what's going to happen, and now there's a death. The list is going on and on and on. The no-knock warrant that happened, and then they even arrested the boyfriend of the young lady. I think it was a Tatiana. I mean, I could be wrong because it's so many of them. You can't keep track of all the deaths that keep happening. And it's frustrating and it's scary. And on top of everything else in life, we've literally already have to worry about our health and things not doing as well with the coronavirus. And yeah, that's stuff that some of the things that we can take care of by eating healthier and doing a better job. And that's like a whole other subject there. But the fact is, we are sitting here and we are literally watching our men die every day. I had a breakdown when Trayvon Martin was killed, and I worried about my young boys going to the store because, like, I live very close to a Walmart and a couple of grocery stores and a gas station or two, and I worry because my boys, and I'm just noticing it's a trend with boys like wearing freaking hoodies, and I'm like, my son wears a hoodie every day, and it's not going to matter that he's got glasses, it's not going to matter that he's slim, it's not going to matter anything outside of the fact that somebody's going to see him and say, oh my god, he's black, oh my god, what is he doing, oh my god, I feel threatened. The white lady that called the police on the bird watcher in the park because she said she was going to tell them that a black man threatened her life, and for no reason outside of the fact that there's a leash law where they were, and he asked her to leash her dog because the dog was running through an area that the dog wasn't even supposed to be running through. Like, she wasn't following the rules, yet and still she calls the police on him to tell him that she's gonna have them come pick him up for threatening her life. He didn't say anything, and then she's like telling him, don't film me, don't film me. Well, how else is he supposed to protect himself? Like, do our men have to wear body cams every day when they walk out of the house to ensure that they are not harmed and hurt? What is the psychological screening for going through the police department? Like, why are the military's rules and regulations more strenuous for that? Like, if you have mental illness, mental issues, on certain medications, the military won't let you in. So I don't understand why the police force will. What is the difference? Like, you want these people to be sane. They're supposed to be patrolling our streets. You wouldn't let somebody that was completely off kilter work in a children's hospital, or you wouldn't let a pedophile work in a children's hospital. So why is it okay for people who are mentally unstable to be in the police force? every single day we constantly worry about the things that happen. We literally worry about our men, we worry about our boys, we worry about our brothers, our cousins, our uncles, we worry about our mates, we worry about whomever, whenever. I don't fear as much because I'm a woman, but I do worry, especially like if I'm riding with my friend or significant other or my kid's godfather or my brothers. I worry, like, what happens if we get pulled over? You never know what happens. We've seen them shoot people in the car with other people. We've seen it all happen. Yesterday I went to the gun range and to a couple of stores looking around to see just kind of to get a feel for what's going on out in the environment, to see if I need to get another form of protection for myself because I am a woman. Typically do travel by myself because I have to. Gotta go to the grocery store and things. But as I'm going into the store for the first time in a long time, like, the counters are lined every side, everywhere, with Black people, men, women, moms of babies, men with their women, brothers with their women, best friends with their best friends, and everybody is in there to do the same thing, and that is purchase something to protect themselves. Atlanta has been absolutely beyond crazy. There have been curfews put out for several states. Atlanta specifically being a city in a state. I don't know if anywhere else had a curfew put in right now. I know parts in Denver and Michigan, Texas. It's just crazy out. Then this is supposed to be during the midst of coronavirus, so you're like, okay, well, are the numbers gonna peak now because you've made us go home? We're supposed to be at home, and now all of a sudden we're all outside to protest. But we're protesting because y'all keep killing folks. Y'all keep killing people, minding their own business, walking their dogs, walking, getting candy, going to the store, sleeping in their own bed, grocery shopping. They're doing, like, you literally can't do anything and be Black. For whatever reason, it's instantaneously, oh my God, something's going to happen. Somebody calls and they immediately say, well, we have to describe the person that's doing something. It's always a Black man. It's always a Black woman. And I cannot tell you for the life of me how many Black men that I know that have no criminal record. Nothing wrong with them. If I know 30 Black men, it may be 3 of them that have done something, and a majority of them, it's something from years ago. Maybe a bad decision that they made as a younger person with a hot head or a temper. But who's to say that we all haven't done something stupid, made a bad decision, didn't think it through 100% before we did something and acted emotionally rather than logically, and you got in trouble, a little bit of trouble. Or a majority of them, if they do have some kind of criminal record, it's literally because they had weed on them. And so if I know 30 of them and 3 of them or 5 of them have something on their record, majority of them non-violent, and you've ruined their lives for something stupid that if a kid, a white kid or an Asian kid or any other kid of any other ethnicity did it, it would be, hey kid, don't do this, and I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna throw it and go on about your business. And that would be it. But for whatever reason, for us, those things are all on their records. They can't vote now, they can't do this, they can't do that. Nothing gets taken away, nothing gets fixed and righted, and it's a constant put them under your thumb type situation, and it's frustrating and it's scary. And so you tell your kids, hey, you got to watch it, you got to be better, you got to do more, you've got to be above and beyond. But again, at those times, it's still not enough, because like I said, the police officer slammed the doctor to the car because he was filling the car up with medical supplies in front of his house. You can't be you just can't be. You can't be Black. You can't shop Black. You can't get your hair done Black. You can't walk the street black. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my nose, my hair. Is it really just my skin complexion? What is so bad about me going into the same store that you go into? Why do you automatically see me and see fear? Why do you fear? I am more scared of a random white person walking through my neighborhood than I am of a random black person walking through my neighborhood, because I know who belongs here and who doesn't. And typically, when I see somebody black walking through my neighborhood, they may be cutting a street to go to work. I can't say that same thing for somebody white coming through my neighborhood, because I have a diverse neighborhood. If somebody white just shows up, what are you doing here? That's literally what I'm thinking. What are you doing here? And you have to be concerned because you don't know what is going on. You want to be able to celebrate who you are and be who you are. I keep seeing the posts where we have to keep saying that being pro-black is not being anti-white. And I feel that has to be said, because me running a business have to figure out how I can make people understand that these things scare me. These things bother me without me seeming like, oh, I'm racist, because that's instantaneously the thing that you are said, is that you are racist by saying I'm pro-black. I love being black. I love me. I love my lips, my hips. I love my hair. I love my skin complexion. I would not change me for anything. Saying these things to some people make me anti-white, and I don't know how. I had someone on my LinkedIn page that I had to remove because they were celebrating a milestone at one of the hospitals. I used to work at a market research firm, and I used to help find doctors and things to do studies, and they were celebrating one of the milestones for one of the individuals. And she was the first black woman to do something at like Wellstar or Atlanta Medical, one of the doctors, whatever, besides the points. And so I reshared it, and the man jumped on my page and was like, way to go. How do you make everything racist? Like, why couldn't you just say the first doctor to do X, Y, and Z? Because it wasn't the first doctor. It was the first African American female. The first African American female to be acknowledged for doing something that had never been done at the hospital before. And seeing as a lot of the times we do inventions and make things and we get pushed to the back burner and we're not able to celebrate our milestones, yes, we must say the first African American male doctor, first African American female doctor or lawyer or teacher or engineer or scientist, because we are still not getting the comeuppance that we're supposed to have, the acknowledgement that we're supposed to have. We don't get these things because we're black. Because we have brown skin, we are ignored. We are looked down upon. We are frowned upon. We're not able to do the things that other people can do. I can't wear a bathing suit and go out. I can't wear leggings and go out because I'm immediately sexualized by the way my shape is, because I'm not shaped like a tongue depressor that I'm obviously asking for. Insert whatever you want to say. I am automatically looked at as something that will commit a crime, or someone that'll commit a crime because I've walked through a particular area. I can't go into a high-end store to shop because clearly I'm going to try to steal something because of my skin, and I don't understand, and I can't understand. And with that, I fear for my boys. I fear for the 2 boys that I'm raising in a world that hates them literally because of the color of their skin. We can't say I can't breathe. We can't kneel peacefully to protest. We can't march peacefully to protest. We can't have leaders to help us organize because they will be murdered right in front of us. We can't have any form of speaking out against things that's not done to us that is fair, and we can't live. We literally can't live by being black because other people don't like us. And it scares the shit out of me. I can't say how much it scares me to know that I could be going to the store with my boys And immediately something or someone can say, oh my God, he's doing something he's not supposed to, and my son could not be here. There have been men that have gone into freaking Walmart and gunned down when they come out. There have been men that have gone to drop their kids off at school and been shot. There are men that have a legal conceal and carry license, and things have happened to them just because we can't do anything. And it's time to speak up. It's taken me a couple of days to get it together, but it's time to speak up. It's time to say we're not going to take this anymore. It's time to deal with it. It's time to teach our children to defend themselves, because it's not getting better. It's getting worse. It was only in 1967 that interracial marriage was just legalized. It was illegal for a black man to marry a white woman or vice versa. So you guys are saying slavery ended 200 years ago. You guys need to be okay with it. Like, things have changed. It was just made legal to marry somebody of the opposite race in 1967. Racism has not ended that long ago. It has not ended that long ago. It is still continuing. Let me rephrase that. Slavery has not ended that long ago. We're still dealing with these things on a daily basis. The fact that, again, 1967, it was just made legal for two races to marry, and you want to tell me that it's changed? It has not changed. It has just been covered up by other things. It's less of a forefront due to the fact that slavery is now no longer legal. Slavery took away the fact that you could visually show your hatred of my skin complexion, and now it's been put into other capacities. You can't shop here because you're black. You can't live here because you're black. You can't do this because you're black. When home neighborhoods have put in rules and regulations on how many black people can live in it, or what the income level has to be, and my income level is the same as yours, but there's that stipulation of, we already have 3 black people in our neighborhood, we can't have more. Think about Chris Brown when he moved into his neighborhood and people started to trip out over him on his house. Think about how you as yourself go to look for a home in a neighborhood. Do you check to see how many black people versus white people are living there? How many of your quote-unquote white friends have said, I have black friends, or you're my black friend, and that to them is their reasoning for why they can say and do the things that they do, or they feel that they understand what's happening? You will never understand because you will never walk in my shoes. Tyra Banks years ago did the episode where she literally painted people and put the fat suits and stuff on so that they could see how other ethnicities and shapes and sizes are treated based on what their physical appearance is. And I kid you freaking not, that episode has stayed with me for years on end, because I just remember thinking, wow, I wish more people would do this. I wish more people could see what it's like. I know somebody's like, that's blackface. No, it's not blackface. It's literally a whole freaking costume. It's a whole costume because she wanted to teach. She wanted to teach some white people so that they could see how it is. Yes, the color of my skin is constantly dictated, and I am looked at as a threat. Not as much as my boys, but I am looked at as a threat, and it scares me. And what are you going to do today, tomorrow, for the future? What are you going to do to teach your children to do better, to treat others better, to help stop this oppression of African Americans, of black people, of brown people, of people with melanin in their skin? What are you going to do to help these situations? What are you going to do? How are you going to stop saying all lives matter when we're not talking about all lives, because all lives are not being knelt on by police officers for 8.5 minutes while they're saying they can't breathe? What are you going to do to help with Black Lives Matter?